In the following tutorial, I will explain how to create a functionable elevator. Let's start from the very beginning. First, you want to make sure that you have an area for your elevator. If it's an up and down elevator inside the building like I have here, you want to make sure that you have the bottom floor and the top floor. So here in my map I created a second floor and I added an elevator shaft, so the elevator will be able to come up and go on the bottom. Now, once you have this elevator shaft created, next step is to create the elevator itself. Now here I have an elevator, and at this point this is just regular brushes. I used just regular geometry brushes and created them all together to form inside the elevator. Now next, once you have the BSP brushes and the elevator room created, you want to select them all, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn them into a function elevator. So once you have everything selected, press Ctrl T, or you go into Tools, Tie to Entity, and the class you want to select function elevator. Click Apply. Now at this point, this whole and all these brushes are now a function elevator. Double click, and inside the properties there's a few things that you want to set. First, you want to give a name. I'm gonna name mine elevator. Click Apply. Next, you want to notice a few things. These two properties are very important for you to maybe even write down, so you know what they are and you can change them, and you can always go back if you need to. These two properties are top floor position and bottom floor position. Now, since we are starting on the bottom floor, my bottom floor position is set at these numbers. You want to pay attention to the last digit. 132 for the bottom floor, and top floor is 132 right now as well. Now what I want to do, since my elevator is at the bottom, my bottom floor position is set, and this is the number that I want to have, and I don't want to change it. The top floor position is the number that I need to change. So first, what I need to do is I need to move my elevator up to the second floor and know exactly where it will be when it arrives on the top floor. So let me go my side position and let me pull this up. Once the elevator arrives at the top, I want to double click, and you want to notice any of the numbers that have changed. So the easiest way, what I do is I look at the origin, and you can see that top floor and the bottom floor and the last three digits have changed as well. So this is the number 268. That is the number that I want to input for my top floor position. So 268 is the number that I want. So let me go back, let me put my elevator down. So it's back on the first floor. I'm going to double click, and for the top floor position I'm going to change this to 268. Click Apply. So as you can see, when the elevator is back at the bottom, it's set on 132. Top floor position is 268. So now we have the numbers top and bottom set. Next thing we want to do is we want to place a few entities. The first entity is called Info Elevator Floor. So in the entity, type in Info Elevator Floor, and we're going to insert two of these. One for the bottom and one for the top. Double click, and the top one, name top. Click Apply. And the bottom one, name it bottom. And click Apply. Now what I usually do for the info elevator is I usually drag them down a bit into the floor itself, and this one is fine because they'll be on the same. My next entity is I want to insert, called the logic relay, and for the logic relay I want to name it elevator down relay. down, relay. Click apply. When the survivors get in here, I want a button right here, and it's gonna you'll be able to come up to it, hit it, and activate the elevator to go up to the second floor. So first you can create you can insert just a regular model, and then you will create a function button, invisible brush around it, and this invisible brush will act as a button with a model in front of it. Or you can create an actual brush, turn that into an entity called function button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually insert a model, and then I'm going to create an invisible brush around it and turn that invisible brush into a function button. So first let me insert a model, and the model that I'm going to insert is called a prop dynamic. And the reason I'm doing dynamic models are the only models that you are able to parent to another entity. So if I use a prop static, and when this elevator goes up, my model will not go up with the elevator. For prop dynamics, you can take that prop dynamic and you can tie it and parent it to the elevator, and it will move with the elevator. So in the filter, type in elevator, and I'm going to use this elevator button. Double click, click apply. Go to top view, and I'll position it right up against the wall. So now we have it positioned, and what I want to do is I want to double click, and I want to parent this to the elevator. Apply. Now again, what that will do is when the elevator moves, this prop will stay static attached to the elevator. If you don't parent this, it'll stay on the bottom while the elevator is moving up. So this is how you can parent any object to any other entity and have it move along with it, is to parent, but you have to set it to a prop dynamic. Prop static will not work. So now I want to actually create buttons, and what I'm going to do is use a regular brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select an invisible texture to it. So when we're inside the game, we actually don't see it. I'm going to go to the top, go over the button, over the prop. I'm going to make it a tiny bit smaller just for the up. I'm going to press enter. So now we have a button. And I'm going to duplicate this, I'm going to move it down. So basically I'll have two buttons, one for up and one for down, and they correspond to the model in the back. Now I'm going to select the model itself and press Ctrl T, and I'm going to set this to function button. Apply, and I'm going to do the same for the bottom one. Now for both of these buttons, you want to double click and you want to go under flags. So I'm going to choose don't move and use activates. Click apply, and for the second one I'm going to do the same and use activates. Now the very important thing for these buttons, in order for them to work up and down, is you have to parent them to the elevator, because once the elevator moves up, the buttons will stay down here. So double click on the button and parent them to the elevator, and make sure you do for the bottom one as well. This will cause many headaches if not done. You just won't be able to figure out why your elevator doesn't work.